Hello there, this is Markus from Integra Design. Today I want to show you the long time promised bonus video for our last webinar, how to create individual bolt sets in Plant3D. Let's dive in. So I've created a new quick ISO to show you where we are right now. So you see our three bolt sets are already listed on our isometric BOM. And today our goal is to show the bolt sets only in an individual group on the isometric BOM, and also to remove here the nominal size with length in a nominal size column, so that we show only, in our case, M60 there in our column. Yeah, so let's dive in. Um, Okay, so if we want to create a new group there, we have to go to the isometric folder, and in the isometric folder for your style, you will find the isoconfig XML because it's hard coded by Autodesk, so it's not possible to create a new group inside Plant3D. You need to open the isoconfig file. And the first thing we need to do there is to go down to our filters to remove the type bolt here in the fasteners filter, because for now Plant3D tries to select all the parts which are from type gaskets, bolts, and reinforcement pad. And we need to remove the bolts there because there is an own filter already in Plant3D. So you can see it here, or type equals bolt. So we remove that part, and then the bolts are no longer in the filter selection of the fasteners group. So this is the first step. We removed it here. And now the next thing is we need to add a new group, and in that group we need to link our existing filter bolt so that all parts from all parts from the class bolt will be listed in our new group bolts. How we can do that? So we need to find here the correct position, our isoconfig XML file. So we go up there and we need to find the correct position there. And so you find um, a lot of lists there and table names, but that's not the correct one. You need to go up nearly at the top where you see the aggregated lists. So here we are. We are at the aggregated lists and materials list. So this is very important that we will add the new group under the correct bill of material list, of course. So you find there the pipe group, fittings group, OLEDs group, flanges group, and so on. And now we would like to add here a new group, which is called bolts under the fasteners group. So everything we need to do here is to select the existing group fasteners from the starting sign to the end sign, and copy it below. Rename it to bolts, and there is the very important step. We need to replace the fasteners filters to the bolt filter. And now we can also change the label name to bolts, and yeah, that's it. So we need to save the file, of course. Go back to Plant3D, close the test drawing, and check our isometric configuration. Template setup. And then we have to add a new bill of material there so that our bill of material will reflect the new settings or new modifications we made in the ISO config. And there you see the new bolts group. So this is the first step. Let's save that. And my suggestion here is, of course, that after each single step, you will or you should create a new test drawing here to see if everything works well, and then go to the next step. I will do that here as well, so I will create a new test drawing. And as you can see, let's minimize a little bit the console. As you can see here, we have new group bolts, and our 3 individual bolt cells are listed correct in our new group. All right, so this is the first step, and the next step now is we would like uh, to change there the values. So we would like to see there the bolt size. So M16 in our case instead of 16 by 100 and something like that. Especially for the nut, it makes no sense. Okay, so we need to do another modification. We will go into our I will show you first that this is the property we would like to see. So in German it's called Schraubengröße, but you will find that under the property bolt size. And now we go into our style setup again. And now a little bit more tricky part will come. So the first thing we need to do there is to add our the first thing we need to do is here to choose the independent columns. So the group with independent columns, because then we can control the properties individually for our classes, for our groups. But as you can see, we still not have the group bolts there because, as I mentioned before, it's hard-coded by Autodesk, but it's already in our table. So how we can now add our bolt size property to that group? The first thing we need to do is here to add our bolt size in our table setup. This is the first step. You will find in our fasteners, uh, fasteners. It's called in Germany Verbindungsteile, and here under bolt set you will find the bolt size. So you need to add that you can choose the bolt size in your table settings. This is the first step, and now we will move a little bit the bolt set to the front just by clicking and click and drop it. And now we add it to a different class. So in my case here, fasteners, because it's the class where I can add the group. And now you can see if I create a new table, then you will see that the property Schraubengröße is already in. And now I can move a little bit of columns and can rename the header here to nominal size again. And now I need to modify it manually to map or to remap the attributes here in my bill of material. And to do that, it's pretty important that you unprotect the cells here first. So you need to click on the cells, and then you can choose in the ribbon to unprotect it. And then the next step is you can unprotect that cell as well. And then you can copy this value to the other one, the other cell as well. You can also write it in, but I want to make sure that I use the same wording without any errors, and that's why I copy it. But of course, you can write it on your keyboard as well. All right, so we have remapped now the columns for the fasteners and for the bolts as well. So our end result should be correct right now. So, but I still want to make some format changes here so that my table heights are all the same. Otherwise, it looks a little bit bad in the final outcome. So I will make now the column a little bit wider. And now I can realign the height that all groups has the same height at the end. Right, I think that's it. Now we need to do we need to do at the end 2 additional final checks that our manual mappings there are correct entered in the ISO config and in the ISO ATR file. So we close now the configuration. And now I will check the ISO ATR file, because there this looks correct. So the boltset.bolt size property is added under the bomb attributes, which is good. And now I need to check also the ISO config XML under the column mappings, that the column mappings has also the value bolt size there. We can also search for this column mappings. And here we can see the header name bolt size. So this is also entered correct in our ISO config XML file, which is very good. And last but not least, we need to test our new modifications. And of course here you can change the sort algorithm there. So if you want to choose ascending or descending, you can modify here the sort by property. But for now it's good, or for us it's good. And now we want to see the final result. So I will create another test isometric drawing. And as you can see here, it looks very good. So we see the 3 individual bolt sets under the bolts group, and under the nominal size column you see the bolt size, so M16 in our case. And what you also can see here is that we have 3 individual item numbers in our isometrics, B3, B4, and B5. All right, so that's it for the bonus video. Hope you enjoyed it, and sorry again for the delay. But yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.